Hello, folks. Welcome back to my channel. So, yeah, this video is after a long time, but it's been a different period. So let's not talk about that. Uh, so I've watched this Adolescence on the Netflix. So yeah, it was uh, it was refreshing for the you know first part. Like Adolescence is a show which is uh, it deals with some sort of reality, although I don't agree with most parts of this show and what it's talking about. But I'll say this, that there it's something in this show that needs to be talked about, that it's missing from the talk. You know, for most part, this talk is around a teenager, 13-year-old boy who was, committed a murder. Like, I wouldn't say unintentionally, but he didn't actually wanted to do that, but he exactly did that. He wanted to hurt that girl, and he did hurt that girl. So but the show is not just around a teenager murdering another teenager girl, a boy murdering a girl. It's much more than that. It's not just you know it 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 has a lot of things that need to be talked about. Like for starters, this is some of the very few shows in the mainstream media where they talk about people like Andrew Tate and their pseudo masculinity and all that bullcrap that that guy talks about. You know, these days when people like him or other people like him, like you can even relate Trump to that extent with all this, and Musk. uh, I would first, before saying anything on this topic again, I'll like to just say that every coin has two sides. It doesn't only limit itself to one side, and as a viewer, as listener, we shouldn't just limit ourselves to the one side. So if you are going to pass judgment, if anyone is going to pass judgment on any particular topic, they must know both sides. So we know that the feminism, the power empowerment of feminism, the way it's going, it's not exactly the right direction, I'll say, because sometime you can see that everything is not right. As in India, we have seen such cases where men have to literally take their own lives to prove their point. I am not saying that that is the right thing they did, but they did that, and it is somewhat related to this gender stereotype that is being portrayed in the media all the time. And yeah, male are also suffering, but female have suffered, and they are still suffering. But then again, there are always two sides of a coin, two sides of every aspect. So you know when people like Andrew Tate and all that, male empowerment shit happens, uh, for me and from my perspective, it's just the other party trying to take back its crown. That's it. That's all this is. Like the way hyper feminism works, like they just silence men on the screen and all that. It sometimes bother almost everyone. Even some females are bothered by it. And I must say, there's not all bad male and all bad females. They are every every in every spectrum of your life, there are all kinds of people. And there are females who don't like the way feminism is being portrayed, like killing the men and all that, like bamboozling men. And obviously there are men who don't support the way women are being treated in every spectrum of their life. And you know being neutral doesn't mean you're wrong. Being neutral doesn't mean you should just you are just someone who is not so contributing to the society. It doesn't mean that. Come on, it's not like that. But let's just come back to the show. So in this show, when the teenager kills another teenager unintentionally or intentionally, that is being left for you to decide. But the thing started revolving around him being a male, and the way media and social media and porn and everything else plays a role in growing a man the way the children of today are growing into the men of tomorrow you know so this portrayal is almost on the line. The father is taken into the picture, the mother is taken into the picture, the grandfather is taken in the picture, the grandparents are in the picture. And it is important. We have seen in shows like Euphoria and all that, where a bad father can raise what kind of monstrous son, and a monstrous son can break health upon the people and on the society that he is living in, like that Nate Jacobs and all that shit. But let's not talk about that today. So I'm not saying that just the way this media and these things, the aggression that as kids we are not me. I'm like way older than that, but like the way things are being portrayed for children, the content, the unrestricted flow of content. There must be something that should restrict and regulate them. Kids in middle school shouldn't be allowed mobile phone and free access to the internet. It's like a shopping mall where you are just wandering around, and there are liquor in that store, there are many adult product in that store which a kid shouldn't be accessing. But if you leave a kid, he will definitely go there and try to buy that, because it's a curious mind. Where human beings, we consume what we are told not to consume, because that's how we work. So it's somewhat the responsibility goes to the society, the responsibility goes to the parents, and this is how the show is trying to portray. uh, so the responsibility does lie somewhat to the parents, and somewhat to the society, how it is portrayed. We must consider here that the girl was most definitely bullying the boy, the teenager boy, and it was not justified, but it was not often talked about in that. So it was left to you, and after a period of time, it just vanishes. The whole point of the girl bullying the boy and all the ways coming up, the way the little teenager boy interacts with the female psychiatrist, it also shows the kind of dominance a boy feels that he have on that person who is a female. you know when she asks him that what do you think of your father and his father relationship, how they are, like they what do have the anger issue in their own way. It shows sometimes that she was like to extract those things that a general person don't even think that they are consuming. So I'm not saying that a parent should be like in a super sensitive mode around their child. No, that will only kill the fun and the love of the family. But yeah, things should be a little guided. You cannot just flow with the flow. You should have some of your rules, some of your values instilled in your kids, which is good for the society. He unintentionally, I think, I presume, I convey, killed that girl, but he got that courage, and he thought like this is something that he can do and walk away from, like the fear, the absurd fear, the abstract fear that should have been in him, that before touching a girl, that this the kind of hell that it will lose in my life, that was not in that boy. And as it sees that he was not even ready, he was not even totally aware of the situation, what is going on and what he has done. But afterwards we see that he changes his plea and he plead guilty and all that. But the way the family is affected, that's really something. As a society, the nosy neighbors and all that, we all in our own circumstances play that nosy neighbor part. As a society, I will only say that we shouldn't do that. we don't know how the situation and circumstances will turn on upon us. So just because someone is going through a bad phase or something is happening, and you think that I'm just curious, it is not justified. You're not just curious, you are losing hell upon someone's psyche. So don't do that. And mostly we as a society will have to just acknowledge the fact that as raw as they are, that the unrestricted flow of content on the internet and the way it is being consumed by our teenagers and adolescent is adult, it's just very 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 wrong, and it should be regulated, it should be restricted. But restrictions have their own bad side. They can be used by hardwinds, they can be used by conservatives, they could be used against the liberalization of the society. So for that purpose also, we should keep all these things in mind for ourselves and decide upon. So yeah, that's it for today, folks. I hope you like this video. Thank you. Do like and subscribe.